think that just highlights to me how important the goalkeeping position is. And so yeah, I'm pretty happy with Jordan Pickford, in goal. I think
What?
obviously not, obviously not. Yes, people, welcome
Yo.
back for another weird and wonderful show. I am Moses. We have the lovely Ishmael with us as always, and we are here
Yes, yes,
today
yes.
to preview, not preview, sorry, what am I talking about? But to dig in a bit deeper into like the England squad, who's the potential sort of outsiders for getting in there, what the current sort of landscape looks like within the England squads, and then sort of see who are our outside bets to make it into the to Gareth Southgate or Gareth Sidegate's England squad. But yeah, I think we'll be kicking it off with the goalies and defenders today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ishmael, what are your thoughts actually towards like England's hopes for the Euros? Are you feeling optimistic? Where are you at? What's holding us back in your mind from? Yeah, why aren't you more confident? Because I'll just preempt what you're going to say. But yeah, why aren't you more confident that?
Well, first of all, yeah, the reason kind of why we thought this is a good time to do it is I'm still licking my wounds a bit from what's been happening in club football. So he thought this is like going to be a good time to sort of segue out of that, have a bit of respite. Because on paper our squad is looking quite decent, but yeah, it's the manager, as you called him, Southgate, Sidegate, who's holding us back.
Mm.
Um,
What in
and
particular?
probably one of the biggest areas where I feel like we might fall down in the summer is our goalkeeping situation.
Mm.
We've got Nick Pope, who's having a good season
Mm.
with Burnley. We've got Dean Henderson, who's kind of been in and out of the United side, but he's kind of proven himself in his 2-year loan at Sheffield United that he can be a good keeper.
Definitely.
And we've got Jordan Pickford at Everton, who, yeah, I dislike him for a number of reasons.
His arms are too small for one.
Yeah,
Small
as
hands.
a goalkeeper, that's a pretty big flaw to have. But yeah, it's looking like Southgate's gonna kind of favour Pickford. He has come out and stated
Calm
as
down.
much. He's literally said this guy's my number one. That's it, pretty much. Um, he's made 4 or 5 errors leading to goals this season for Everton, who actually their defence is actually pretty decent as well. It's not like he's playing in a shit team. Um, Only kept 3 clean sheets in 21 games as well. So yeah, that's for me. That's where we're going to fall down. Really, I think
Yeah.
our defence, which we'll get onto in a bit, is another area. But I think in goal, you need to be able to trust your goalkeeper. I know from first hand, from having some of the shocking keepers Liverpool have had over the years, that if
They're
you
the
don't
difference
trust your
maker.
goalie, yeah, man, if you don't trust your goalie, that just sets off anxiety in the whole defence. Yeah, I mean, who would you go for? Because I know
Yeah.
Henderson obviously plays for United, but he's not really played too much like that this season. So what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, to be honest, I just wanted to say something that Gary Neville said, I think, like a couple seasons back about Liverpool and your goalkeeping situation. And you basically said, look, you're never going to win a Premier League title with your current goalkeepers. You signed Alisson,
Oh,
and yeah,
that's it.
that season you ended up you went on to win the
Champions
Champions
League
League
and
and then the Premier League
then
after
the
that.
league.
So
Yeah, man.
I think that just highlights to me how important the goalkeeping position is. And so yeah, I'm pretty happy with Jordan Pickford, in goal. I think
What?
obviously not, obviously not. But do you know what? That's my main. Our defense and our goalkeepers. That's where our main issues lie. Actually, no, that's tell a lie. We'll get into that in a bit more detail. But two of the
Listen,
big problems are our
yeah,
goalkeeper and
yeah.
the lack of established back four that's played together. Actually, so I'm talking about back four, most likely going to be playing five at the back, knowing Gareth Sidegate. So
He'll tell
yeah,
us.
man,
He'll tell us as a three at the back, but we'll be seeing flipping
Eric
3 centre
Dyer,
backs,
like,
2 wing
sitting in front.
backs, 2 holding midfielders. That's seven. To me, that's 7 at the back. Like,
Yeah.
you can't really get away from that.
But yeah,
Just quickly on
in
Pickford. Just
in
quick.
terms of
Go on.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say in terms of goalkeepers, yeah, that's massive question marks around that position for me. I would be putting Dean Henderson forward had he been playing like week in week out for England, but I just don't see him getting becoming our number one as as United's number two. I think Nick Pope is the only solution really to not having Jordan Pickford in goal. Jordan Pickford just gives me so much anxiety. I've stopped counting now the amount of mistakes that he's made leading to goals.
Bro,
And
bro.
ultimately, at a major European tournament, we're gonna get it handed to us because the only thing he can do is shout and click and kick the ball. That's
That's the
literally all
thing.
he can do.
He Jordan Pickford is he's a fraud. Like he'll trick you into thinking he's been pulling off some mad saves, but the saves are decent in it. The saves are all right saves. He'll just dive through the air as if he's like pulling out a worldie from nowhere, and then he'll just start. He's just bare erratic. He'll pull off two good saves, and then just do the maddest thing, and then it's just like, what's the point? But for
Yeah,
me,
man, we
you
need
as a sick goalie, just make the hard stuff,
mm,
make the easy stuff just look easy, and then the hard stuff, yeah, cool, do that as well. But just he makes easy stuff look really difficult, and then he'll mess up as well.
yeah, man.
For me,
I
it's
like a cool.
anyone but Pickford. Anyone but Pickford. So, like, yeah, I don't think I know what you're gonna say. So go ahead and say it.
Yeah, no, cheers. I like a cool. Like So like going back to another United legend, Patrice Evra was saying on Sky like I can't think maybe last year he was talking about how he never understood when goalkeepers would make a save and they go running out to the defenders and start screaming at them, being like, "Oh, why did you let him shoot?" Da, da, da. That's your job. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's your job to save those shots. And for me, I just don't think we have a cool like Jordan Pickford is just not a cool, calm figure. Do you know what I mean? Like he's the sort of person to go running out to a defender and start screaming in their
Bro,
face if they
he
let a
meets
shot go off. He like
he
Patrice
moves like
used
that friend on a night out. You see that friend you got on a night out, and you turn around and just be in a
can't be
scrap,
trusted.
and it's like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah, yeah.
what happened? He's like, yeah, he cut some mum or something.
Trust.
It's just like, what, like,
Just
it's
keep
gone
your
from
head,
zero to
man.
100. It's gone from 0 to 100 real quick, and
Yeah.
his head just goes, man.
Yeah,
Like,
we had Patrice was talking about how he had Edwin van der Sar and he was just like the best goalkeeper he's ever like played in front of. Compare Edwin van
yeah,
der Sar to Jordan Pickford for 1 second, just in terms of mentality and just like, the time like in terms of concentration when you need it most, if you're dominating against a team and you're trying to get that early goal. Someone like Jordan Pickford in goal, that there's gonna be a lack of concentration, which means that we're not just 0-0 chasing a goal, but we're 1-0 down chasing a goal, looking for a goal. And yeah, he's just I think yeah he's like a curse for me. If he's in goal for us, we've got no chance.
he's a mad thing just waiting to happen. Like, I just don't, you never know what he's going to do next. Whenever from like watching Everton this season, if I see on Sky Sports or whatever that they conceded a goal, I'm like, boom, cool.
Nine
What's he
times
done
out of
now?
ten,
Like,
it's Pickford.
he's
Yeah.
either palmed it into the goal or he's just done some fucking foolishness, man. But either way, we can argue till the cows come home with it. But it's looking like this
Yeah.
Don's going to be our number one. Um,
So yeah, with him in between the sticks, which is most likely going to happen. Who do you put in front of him? Well, Who's like the established back four or five, and who do you put in front of him to stop those goals from going in?
established.
How do you
Right,
protect
okay.
him?
I think John Stones. I'm going to start with I'll start with the most certain ones and then kind of work my way down. For me, John Stones' resurrection has been on par with like Christ himself.
Jesus.
Like he's come
Mm.
from, he's come from like obscurity where I'm pretty sure Pep said you can bounce into someone if he wanted to.
Mm.
I think Arsenal were interested, but to his credit, he was like, nah,
Stick around.
Arsenal, no, I don't think so. I'd
Nah,
rather
he's got a
stay
bit too
here.
much sense for Arsenal, hasn't he?
I'd rather stay here. Yeah, I'd rather stay here. Then obviously they bought Ruben Diaz in the summer. We all thought, right, okay, cool. Diaz and Laporte, that's going to be the pairing. John Stones, like, you're going to have to hold the bench. Even what's my man called? Eric Garcia was looking like he was ahead of him in the pecking
Mm.
order. But fair play to Stones, man. He's looking like the Stones that we thought he was going to be back
When he moved
in,
from
like,
Everton, yeah.
yeah, from like Barnsley days, where we were like, right, who's this guy who's moving like Beckenbauer, bringing the
At the
ball
back.
out,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah,
hella
yeah, yeah,
silky,
yeah.
mate. But he's added grit to his game as well. I think Diaz has had a good effect on him because he looks like he just likes defending, which is like a weird thing to say. But we'll get onto one of the right backs. So we're going to get onto second, where
Mm.
sometimes it looks like these guys don't even want to defend; they want to do all the other stuff. Yeah, for me, Stones has got to start.
Yeah, man.
and then it's looking like your guy Maguire's going to be next to him, which doesn't
Just
fill me
before we
with
go
that
on to
much hope.
Maguire,
But
I
yeah,
want
yeah,
to
go on,
just
go on,
touch
go on,
on
go
John
on.
Stones because I think what is the renaissance he's gone through has kind of shocked me a little bit because when you're thinking about it as a central defender, when City signed him, I thought he's the perfect Pep Guardiola centre back. He likes to play it out from the
Ball
back.
players,
Doesn't
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
doesn't get bothered by sort of the fans. I remember he was at Everton. He was just like had the ball at the back. And he was being a bit too calm and composed for like the fans liking. And he just turns
Yeah,
around
yeah.
to the fans. He's like, "Calm down, bro. Like,
Calm,
chill
yeah.
out." Like he
Bro,
likes to play football.
he was press resistant for when he was at Everton and
Yeah,
Barnsley
yeah, yeah.
days. He was you could not press this guy. He'll drop a cross turn when he needed to. He'll chip one over the striker. Like
He's cool,
he
man. He's a cool, collected figure. Like that's why I was surprised when it didn't work out for him. But for me, it's more of a measure of a man for him to come back and actually now perform to the level
mentality,
that
man.
was
Yeah, yeah,
expected of
yeah.
him. Yeah, so I've got a lot of credit. He got to go, and he's not even been in any of the last few England squads since like a long time. Basically, we did a bit of digging. So it's weird to say for someone who's not been in the England squad for like the past 12 months, but he's got to be a starter at the Euros. He's not played, but that's what I mean. We've not got an established back four or five, whoever we played, because we've lost a lot to injury, and some haven't really kicked on this season or the second half of this season in the same way that we may have thought. One of those players, Michael Keane. I'm not too sure. He's been fairly he's played okay, but like Everton, they had a great start to the season, and
Yeah.
they've had moments
They were
where they've
top.
dipped.
Everton
Now they
fans would
look
love to tell
okay.
me they were top for a bit. They were top for a minute.
They're looking okay, but
And
Michael Keane, what does he sort of like instill in you? What sort of player is he? And like, is he a good like partner or one of two partners at the
nah,
back for Stones?
that's just, we'll probably get onto. We obviously both think that England should be playing with four at the back, but I think for the
Mm.
benefit of this, because we pretty much know for a fact
Well, the
that
last time he played four at the back was against Kosovo
which was like
in
you just
November
said November,
2019.
but it's now February 2021. Like we're playing three at the back in it. Like that's how it's going to be. In which case,
Who do you think will be in that back three then? Stones, obviously. And who do you put
Stones,
around him?
yeah, I think Maguire is kind of a shooter as well. And they're kind of for me. You need pace with them. You need to have a bit. You need to have a
If
bit of
only
pace
Joe
there.
Gomez wasn't injured, eh? He'd be perfect.
I'd go for Tyrone Mings in that case because I'd have Maguire in the middle of the three because he's got protection either side of him when he wants
Stones on
to
the
do
right,
his little
Mings on the left.
when he wants to do his little bring the ball out. Then I'm not going to bring it out. Then I'm going to pirouette that wooden kind of things he likes to do.
Man, honestly,
So
if
you
you
got
put
you got
someone fast next to Maguire, trust me, I've noticed the difference with United as well. Put someone fast
you've
next to
seen
him,
how he
and
looks. You've seen how he
guy
looks
improves.
when he's playing with Bailly as opposed to when he's playing with
Lindelof.
what's my man called Lindelof. Yeah. So yeah, for me that my three would be Stones, Maguire, and Mings. But even
Mm,
that doesn't really fill me with that much hope. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
I've got
It is what it
I've
is.
got a couple of alternative suggestions to that, and it's gonna sound like I've got my Man United hat on right now.
Oh
But
yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
if we're playing three centre backs, what one player that has played there for United at left centre back is Luke Shaw. Another
Yeah,
player who's not made it into Gareth Southgate's squads hasn't made it into any of Gareth Southgate's squads, I don't think. Maybe one, and he got injured right at the start. But Luke Shaw, I think after his form this season's got to be a shoe-in for the Euro squad. I quite like him playing left centre back, if I'm honest. I don't think we're blessed with. I mean, Mings, Maguire, Dyer, Stones. That's pretty much the four that's going to be going, right?
It's square pegs and round holes, isn't it? Like none of
And
them,
there's
none
no
of them
and
are
there's not
really
any
like
real pace. That's what I'm worried about.
yeah,
And so Luke Shaw, when he played there against Barcelona for us in the Champions League a couple of seasons ago, did really well against the likes of Messi. He's played in big games against PSG, done really well. So I've got enough faith in him I know that he'll be able to perform at that sort of level. And I like the fact that he's got a bit of pace and also is a bit more of an attacking threat because he can pick the ball up. We're playing three at the back. He can pick the ball up and go and support the attack as well. So I like him playing left centre back. Another potential option as well. Another one with a Man United hat on. He's not been in. I don't think he's made his debut for England yet. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka, um, he's a solution for me at right
Yeah,
centre back as well as right back, purely because of his
yeah.
defending abilities. He's tall. He's fast. He's great. He's a great last man. And so yeah, I would like to see Aaron in the squad.
What is he? What is he? Best one-on-one defender in the world, yeah.
Yeah, man, you said
Best
it, not me.
1v1 defender in the world, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard to
For
see
me,
anyone.
if we're playing three at the back, Wan-Bissaka can't play wing back
No,
because,
I wouldn't play him there.
yeah, yeah.
He's been playing there
But
kind of for United a bit. He's playing really high and wide, but he's getting better. He's making strides. But if you're going to play Wan-Bissaka in a
I see
five,
this
play him
guy
right
on the
centre
ball
back.
he looks a bit booky on the ball, man. So still,
He's,
for me.
I think there was one clip from the PSG game where he tried to trick and everyone's getting onto him. But going forward, he's made huge strides. He's made huge strides.
You got Kyle Walker as well. Who's another one.
Yeah.
Who's been used that right centre
But
back.
similar sort of thinking there, having like a fast fullback playing in right centre back or left centre back. That's my thinking, because then you can still have their ability moving forward once they sort of break the lines. But that's how I'll be comfortable if we played a five at the back with that, rather than playing Maguire, Stones, Dyer or Mings, or just because I don't think
Eric Dyer. I swear to God, don't even. Let's not even get this guy.
Yeah.
Let's not speak his name into
yeah,
any
you
sort
have
of
to speak it
existence.
into existence.
But
Yeah,
even
but I think
Spurs fans, you know how partisan football gets when you're talking about like internationals. Everyone just wants their players in the squad, whatever. You'll find it hard to find a Spurs fan who's backing Eric Dyer to be in the squad. Like he ain't it, man. He was holding midfield, wasn't it? Centre back, he's still not it. Like I'm not trying to see this guy at all.
No, I hear you. Now, people, look, if you're listening back home, jump in as well, because jump into the comments. Let us know who you think should be getting into the England squad. We've mentioned Wan-Bissaka and Shaw as two potential players who are on the outskirts of England. Not England, but the England squad. Manchester's not the outskirts, trust me. It's definitely in England. But yeah, we've got those two. Have you got any other suggestions, potential? I think the most opportunities coming in the fullback positions. But apart from Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, as I mentioned, who have you got? Have you got any like outside shouts, or not even outside shouts? Any shouts?
What for wing back?
Or just in those basically not centre back then, because we're looking at the potential wing back.
I suppose Matty Cash has had a good season at Villa, but again, I think going from fullback to wing back it sounds like it's not a big difference, but you're receiving the ball higher up the pitch. You've got to be pretty much as good going forward as you are defensively. You know what? He's just come to me now. Hudson-Odoi, obviously, two shows
played a couple games, yeah.
Two shows he's been using him at right wing back, and obviously you know what man can do going forward. But defensively, he's looked pretty solid as well. Like, I know they haven't really been tested that much, and what we've seen with Chelsea is that they're going to be a possession-based team. So he's had a lot. He's been playing in a team that's had a lot of the ball, but he's had a couple of defensive moves which I've seen, and I'm like, I didn't even know you could like get back like that. So he's looked alright. So he's another potential one. Obviously, we've got Trent as well, who's had below par season.
I don't like Trent at right wing back either. I don't really.
Yeah, he's played there for England. He's played there for England. It's not. He's receiving the ball too high up. Trent likes to receive it from deep. Assess the game.
And moving and progress forward, advance forward into the half.
Exactly. So I'm not. Again, it goes back to the system. I feel like the system is setting us up to fail, but we've got to be realistic about it. This is how we're going to be moving.
I don't mind like if we're playing three centre backs, then I don't mind a Hudson-Odoi playing right wing back, or like a bit more of an attacking midfielder, or like a right midfielder, like an old-fashioned right midfielder or a left midfielder playing there. Just because we've got that security, and it'll give us a bit more options in the wide positions as well. Because I'm like playing Rashford off the left, Sancho on the right, whoever it is, or Sterling. They like to sort of dribble infield.
You want to get that width, innit?
You want to be able to keep that width out wide. So I'm not against having someone a bit more forward thinking, like a Callum Hudson-Odoi. I just don't see him getting into the England squad, if I'm honest. I just don't think he's played enough games. I think he's improved his form recently, but is it too little, too late? I'm not sure. Especially in the wing back areas.
The system's been killing us.
Yeah, but another player I wanted to mention as well, go on. I
Go
think I was
on, go
about to
on.
say it, but Justin at Leicester, he plays
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
in that same formation over at Leicester, and he links up so well with who either whether it's Harvey Barnes or Mark Albrighton down the right. I think he does that seamlessly, and I think that's something that England could definitely adopt if we can play like Leicester do in terms of like connecting their defenders and their wing backs with their attack. Then we've got a chance, and I don't mind the way we play. I don't mind having three at the back. But is it going to mean that we're compromising, like in terms of like losing midfield ground? Are we just going to be having our midfielders sitting? That's my issue. Like, are we going to then adopt a defence first approach, which means that where our best strength is ultimately in attack, and that could get overshadowed? That's my concern with it. But yeah, I'm happy with
For
having a
me,
bit more of an attacking impetus on the wings.
with three at the back, for me, it just allows you to kind of be a coward in your tactics a bit. It allows you to have your wing back shot back, your two holding midfield shot back as well, and then it's just you're conceding possession and you're getting outnumbered in midfield as well. Like
Yeah.
the benefit for me, I don't really see too many benefits. Like it's not really made us more defensively secure. We're still leaking goals at the back because of the fucking keeper we've got. But it's just it's peak, man. It's peak.
Yeah, let's not jump into midfielders
What is
and
there to
like
say?
because
What is there to say?
we'll dig into that, I'm sure. But in
Yeah,
terms
yeah,
of
yeah.
like who would be your first choice right wing back and left wing back pairing if we're playing say like a let's stick to like the established not established but like what Southgate's gone for at the moment recently. Maguire, Stone, not Stones I guess, but automatic like Stones is definitely getting in there. Stones, Maguire, and then Mings. Let's just say that's the back three. Who would you play
Yeah.
either side to sort of to yeah to sort of support the defense?
For me, it's got to be Chilwell's had a like decent. It's been kind of decent in it. I think
Mm.
Saka's probably a shout as well. If you're playing Luke Shaw, then I'd say you know what? If you're playing Luke Shaw left centre back, you know I'd chuck Saka in. He's got more going forwards. I think he can offer.
Saka
He's
has to
got
be.
his dribbling ability as well. For me, is better than all the other options we've got. So
Yeah, I
sorry, bro.
was saying to you the other day, but
I've got to shoot off. I've got to shoot off.
all right, cool. But yeah, we'll dig into the second half of this in a bit, guys. But yeah, that's the first part of this sort of England series. We'll be back anytime now. The second video should be up as well. But yeah, take a look there. But yeah, thank you for joining us again, people. And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe, follow all that good stuff. But yeah, peace.
You know what to do. Peace.
Safe.